Today we're going to be going over some storage tips and some lessons learned on painting. If you stick around, you'll learn how to get this free 3D model. Let's go. So I got a few questions on the forums and in the chat about how I store my parts after I print them. So what I've been doing actually is stockpiling a lot of prints. When I'm ready, I make those into kits and they're all compartmentalized. You can see here that this area is for clone armor, this is for thighs. This area here is actually drawers where I keep extra bodies and suits so that whenever I need to pick out a body or something that I need, they're ready to go. Here is the bins that I use to store all the different parts. I have them labeled with these ugly stickers. When I'm ready to paint a kit, I put everything in a little Ziploc bag and then I take those parts out and I sand them and then prep them and get them ready to go. Here's a quick scene of what it looks like when parts are halfway painted through. I use this cardboard box to transport them throughout the garage and outdoors. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Weathering is pretty important. Here you can see without weathering, it looks pretty cheap and kind of like a toy. Weathering is what makes the difference between like a Hot Toys versus like a real action heroes. Today I'm giving away a free gun model. If you want the gun model, subscribe and leave a comment below saying that you want a free gun model and you will get a DM for the link for the free model. In the past, I thought that painting could help smooth over some of my blemishes. What I would do is just like spray a bunch of paint over like areas that I'd wished were covered or that I didn't sand well, and that was a mistake. What happens is that the paint will dry up and start clumping and leave like drip marks. It's really horrible. Don't do it. The other thing that I learned is you gotta give paint time to dry. There are some times where I'd like to rush a paint job, and so I primer the item, and then I only wait 15 minutes, because on the can it says the outside dries in 15 minutes. Well, that's not always the case. It may take longer. It may take 24 to 48 hours to dry. If you try to paint over items that aren't fully dry, you could have really bad results. Like this helmet, for example, started cracking. I'm not sure if it's because it's too moist, or if the can was almost empty, but what I normally do now is try to make sure that I give at least, 10 to 12 hours for paint to dry before painting on other items. The thing that I learned with that too is before I would just airbrush the paint on and like wait only like 30 minutes to an hour and then try to work with it. If you use like templates and you try to stick that on, the template will just pull off the paint. If you're running into those type of problems, give it time to dry, wait like 24 hours and it should be much better. Thank you for watching and please subscribe.